What's up, guys? We're here at AMC Town Square with, believe it or not, Chasing Cinema.
Mr. James Hsu.
.com, and we are back together after 3 weeks.
Has it been that long?
I don't know, it's been sad though, bruh.
Yeah, it has been long, I guess. Get Out, I wasn't here. Well, we reviewed Logan. We just reviewed that long before, but that came out last week. So did The People. We're always together.
Got it. But this week we got the return of the King.
One of the most iconic
Not Lord of the
figures
Rings.
in cinema ever since his first appearance on film in 1933. Kong himself, King Kong, the eighth wonder of the world. Yeah, and this time we're actually going to Skull Island,
where he lives.
King Kong has been around since 1933 and has reigned supreme
That's Tarzan.
in movies, in comics, and video games, and books. I mean, he's been all over the place. Like I said, one of the most iconic features. And finally, we're getting a newer version. Let's go back, not too long, but let's go back to 2005.
Peter Jackson.
Yeah, did you like the Peter Jackson 2005 King Kong?
I actually did, and I'm one of the few people that liked it. One of the things that the people always said it was too long, and if you would have just cut out the entire first hour or whatever, and started the movie where they all know each other, they're already on the boat, onto, I guess, Skull Island, that it would have been good. Because I actually liked it, and I have a little crush on Naomi Watts. You know.
One of my all-time be-all end-all favorite movies, easily in, probably my top 10 would be King Kong.
That one?
No. The 1933 version. The 1975 version starring Jeff Bridges was okay, not something I'm crazy about. I didn't get much into the Japanese adaptations of King Kong, though I did see King Kong, Son of Kong. This is going back a little bit old school. There was Bride of Kong, there was Son of Kong, there was Congo. I mean, trust me, there are so many like knockoffs. Yeah, so many like knockoffs.
Is this a knockoff or is this an actual?
Well, I mean, it's not canon so much to say.
This isn't canon?
No, this isn't really canon, but it's still worth watching. There was, I mean, this was in the era of creature features. You had monsters taking over. No one knew King Kong would be as iconic as it was, but like I said, fast forward 2005, I thought the Peter Jackson movie was okay.
I liked it.
But didn't add really much to it besides special effects to really appreciate the story. But now we're here, Kong at Skull Island, doing a whole new version. We're not remaking what we've seen many times, and they want to do something different. I've heard in more the direction of the action movie. What are you expecting?
I think it looks great.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the trailers, trailers nowadays,
give way too much.
They give away a lot, and if you can't even make a movie look amazing, it's like 2-hour movie with the 2-hour preview, they got issues. And so the movie looked fantastic.
It's true. But as we learned last year, there are some cases where trailers
BVS Suicide Squad
will make movies look like movies that aren't even what we're actually going to watch. I.e. Collateral Beauty. Collateral Beauty. Which one was Will Smith? They lead you in a very different direction. But anyway, let's hop into Kong. Let's go to Skull Island. Let's go visit Kong and see if he is still king.
So we just got out of
Kong, Skull Island.
Every scene with Kong for me, 10 out of 10.
10 out of 10.
Every scene, bro. That guy is just a beast. I loved how they made him so huge, and then they said that he's not even done growing.
Yes.
What we saw, he's not even done. He's gonna grow. So that way, when he fights Godzilla, it's gonna be.
Is that a spoiler? Like, I'm not calling you out on that, but like, because I've been telling people that this is exactly the direction they're going, so I don't feel like that's a big like.
I think for people who read movie websites every day, like me, and watch YouTube videos like me, no, because it's.
I agree. Because I've talked about that
Warner
on the radio.
Brothers and Legendary has already said this is it's like the MCU.
Universe.
This is what we're doing.
Yeah.
You know, Godzilla was the first one, then it was now Kong, and then we're gonna have Godzilla 2 actually.
Which we both liked, Godzilla.
Yeah.
Just to bring that up.
And then Godzilla 2. And then it's Kong versus Godzilla.
Oh, so there is one more.
Yes, there's Godzilla 2. So, I mean, I knew that, but I know that the layman doesn't know that. But I don't.
Layman. I like it.
But I don't see that as a spoiler.
No, I don't think it's a spoiler either. I mean, that's just the direction of the film or where the productions are going. I don't think it's a spoiler, but I just wanted to. Anyway, so what about the scenes that don't have King Kong in it?
Well, the movie's set in 1970, so Godzilla with Bryan Cranston, kinda, that was in our time.
Modern day, yeah.
So by the time we even get Godzilla 2 or Kong versus Skull Island, Godzilla versus Kong. They're gonna be dead already, because in this movie Brie Larson
not necessarily.
and Tom Hiddleston are like,
they'll be old though.
Let's say they're 30. you know, and that was in the 70s, so 2020, 40, they'll be like 70. There won't even be characters we're interested in seeing.
Yeah.
No disrespect, but it's not. And
unless Godzilla in versus King Kong takes place before Godzilla.
Is that possible?
Why not?
I don't know.
I mean, it could. It depends, because we and you were talking about a lot of things. But we'll speculate after. Other thoughts about the movie?
Overall, 1 out of 10. Talk to Mr. Wong. 7 out of 10. Ken gives that a 6 out of 10.
3 out of 4, translated in Chasing Cinema terminology. Yeah. And I'd actually agree. I think there are some really good stuff in this movie. I think there is a bit much. I think it does go a little bit over the top. Sometimes it tries to be a little bit too cheesy. Like, I really don't need Tom Hiddleston with a sword and a gas mask, like, flying through this blue smoke, chopping up birds and all that stuff. Like,
I think it was green smoke.
Green smoke.
Blue blood.
Yeah, blue blood, thank you. A little bit much for him, but I think there is some really great stuff here. Obviously, you could tell this movie is not even inspired by, like, tries to mimic Apocalypse Now, the 1979 war classic.
I've never seen that.
One of the best war movies of all time. I mean, we have the sun, we have the helicopters, like, these are just these iconic things. We even named the main character, Tom Hiddleston's character is named James Conrad, the writer of Heart of Darkness, which was adapted into Apocalypse Now, was named Joseph Conrad. So, like, that's, like, this movie is just full of, I love Apocalypse Now. And I wish it would as powerful, but it's not. I think I do think it's good, though. I think it is much more in the action genre. It really doesn't kind of have that intimate relationship between Beauty and the Beast. It's a pun for next week. But I mean, that's kind of like where King Kong is more than just this creature feature. It is this really kind of interesting story about these two different species coming together and having this mutual understanding. And though that is there sort of with Brie Larson, it is obviously not like the major motion pictures like the ones with Naomi Watt or Fei Wei in 1933. The only person in the world, if you were to tell me that someone had the big enough ego to want to go toe-to-toe with a colossal ape named Kong, and you told me it was Sam Jackson, I'd go, okay, I believe you. Like, that's one part. Like, I would not have believed anyone else in that role, but Sam Jackson.
Because it was Sam, you're like,
because he's just like, that dude's got that big of enough an ego. And obviously, I mean, it's not Sam, it's the character. But overall, I found myself...
Samuel.
Yeah, well, the character was good too. I thought he was a really interesting character, and just that kind of determination. And there is, I mean, granted, most of it's like, oh, this guy's a little bit out of his mind. There is some humanity in him as he's trying to avenge his men. I think the first time we really see Kong in all of his glory fighting the helicopters is the best part of the entire movie.
I thought that was awesome.
I think there are too many things going on in Skull Island, though. I mean, there's too many creatures, and there's too many moments where it just feels like we're just putting creatures in to further push the idea that this world is filled with monsters and creatures that we're not familiar with. I got that the moment I saw Kong. I don't need much. Obviously, we want to give him an enemy. We have an enemy, but all the other creatures in between, I'm not really crazy about. But overall, I thought it was a solid movie. You got great action. I think it looks beautiful. I think it's, decent performances from everybody. No one's like, I'm absolutely amazing. But overall, a very fun movie. I think it's a really good popcorn movie and a great way to move Kong forward.
Hey, so I gotta ask you something. So all the Godzilla bad people are Mothra. That's all I know. Mecha.
Isn't there
Mecha Godzilla?
There's Mothra.
A robot one, right?
Yeah, I think that is Mecha Godzilla.
So who's in canon? Who's the King Kong bad people?
King Kong usually has fought dinosaurs and giant spiders. Like, that is kind of legendary. What he has usually gone head to head to. 2005 Jackson. He obviously goes
the T-Rex
head to heads with those T-Rexes. But it wasn't like that. It was more Kong versus the people more than where it became Godzilla fighting these different creatures. Like, there is
because he was in New York.
Yeah, in the very first movie he goes to New York, but that's where you kind of obviously leave canon, because King Kong dies at the end of King Kong. He is shot down and he dies.
Falls down. Yeah, that's right.
So I mean
even in Peter Jackson's too.
Yeah. And in the major versions, he's always died at the end.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Not always. I don't think it was the Empire State Building in Peter Jackson's. Maybe it was, but I think they changed it up. Anyway, so Son of Kong, Bride of Kong, or is it Bride of Kong? There are all the other different adaptations. They've all done different things. A lot of that was to push Kong versus Godzilla in the 70s in Japan, which I remember seeing a long, long time ago. But obviously nowhere near as intense as they want to make this. But this movie leaves me with a lot of questions of how we're going to get there, because me and you were talking, Kong is the protector of Skull Island. He is the king of this little uncharted island. Why he would leave to go to another place is interesting. So one would assume Godzilla would have to go to Skull Island, but it makes no sense for him to go there either if it is protected by Kong. So I don't know. I mean, could it take place before Godzilla? I guess it could. Well, it would take after. But I mean, they did develop these characters. They did keep them alive for a reason. In my opinion.
You know, I didn't even think about that, bro. Yeah, maybe you're right.
It could be. It would be...
You know who knows? Well, or you know how we'll know? 5 years.
Yeah. I mean, it could be, but then we obviously know Godzilla lives. Yeah. And as we were talking about, is it going to go... Like, we don't really have a bad guy. We have no heel in the situation. You know, Kong is immediately, almost immediately in this movie, realized as a person, of a defender, as a good person, as a hard...
I loved how, yeah, I loved how he just wants peace.
Yeah. I mean, I like the way we saw Godzilla, and I love the size of him, and like our King Kong, and the way that we learned, as you said, he's a baby, he's still growing, is what
that's like, scary.
It's thrown in there, but it's obviously very important because he's going to be very big in order to fight Godzilla, who's huge.
He's gonna eat a freaking whale.
Well, yeah, bigger than that.
He needs to eat a whale to stay alive.
In like the most versions, he's big enough to climb the Empire State Building, but not obviously to like stand and look over it.
Yeah,
and
now
where he needs to be. Yeah, he needs to be able to completely overtake that building.
I wonder if they regret doing that in Godzilla.
Making Godzilla so big. It makes a lot of things hard.
Yeah.
You know, because now you have to get these really, really colossal creatures. I mean, Godzilla wasn't super big the first time we met him, but they wanted him bigger, they wanted him scarier looking. And I mean, I enjoyed Godzilla. It was a movie that kind of lost its hype after theaters. I'm enjoying this. Do I need Godzilla versus King Kong? I guess, like, that's fine.
Why not?
But, yeah, why not? But the thing is just, where are we going with that? You know, because like you said,
we're going to the bank.
We're going to the bank for sure. But like you said, do we have them fight in the middle of the movie and then join forces to
what I think.
To stop these other monsters like Mothra and the other ones that I'm forgetting the names of, or do they fight to the death like in the 1977 picture? I believe it was 77. So I don't know. And I mean, if you kill one off, who are you gonna kill off? And if it takes place before Godzilla, we obviously know it isn't Godzilla. If it takes place after, then we're losing a lot of these characters. So a lot of interesting questions are arising from this. But overall, I think Kong can, and I think for the most part, until you get to the after credit sequence, which there is, make sure to stay for that, Kong can stand on its own. Just like I think Godzilla will stand on its own. They're not movies that are really dependent on each other. But going forward, it seems like they will be.
Love it. I love it. So for me, March is going good.
Yeah, absolutely.
Before I Fall, Get Out.
Get Out. Amazing. If you've not seen Get Out, please take the time to go see it.
Kong.
Logan.
I
know a lot of people are happy with Logan.
Now next week, Beauty and the Beast.
Which is actually already reviewed by me, available on jasongoodman.com. Click that white eye. Bunch of links drop down. You can see my review of Beauty and the Beast.
And also comes out next week, though, with Beauty and Beast, the Belko Experiment.
Yes, which will be interesting and probably what I'll be watching, because I've already seen Beauty and the Beast. Even though she would like me to see Beauty and the Beast again.
It'll be my first showing.
It'll be interesting. Make sure to join us. If not, make sure to come out to one of our premieres. It's going to be an exciting year. You know what? I will say it's one of the best starts we've had in a long time. And we've had some really solid stuff in the first 2 months. We've had at least 2 great movies per month.
Before I Fall.
Split. We started with Split.
It was great.
Lego Batman.
Great.
Get Out.
Great.
Logan.
Great.
Kong Skull Island.
Before I Fall.
Before I Fall.
For me.
And then there was another one that I thought was great, or good, but not like great. But I mean, consistency.
Better than last year.
Good. Yeah, absolutely. Well, I think last year what happened, we got like some stinkers, but then we got like the amazing movie. And I can't remember what it was, but there was something that like blew us away in the very beginning of the year.
Zootopia.
Oh, Zootopia was amazing.
Like that's at the bar. So, I mean, but getting all these smaller, like pretty decent films, Get Out and Lego Batman, which are still my favorite of the year so far, are still pretty awesome. So hopefully it just means good things for the year. I wonder how summer will be, though, because summer last year was kind of rocky.
It's horrible. All right, ChasingCinema.com is known as
Film Lovers website.